What's good, y'all? Kayla Nicole here, and welcome to another episode of The Pregame.
Okay, now, ladies.
Welcome to The Pregame. On today's show, I'm sitting down with a woman who knows exactly what it's like to grow up in the spotlight and still move with grace, intention, and just the right amount of mystery. Shaniece Hairston is not just the daughter of a reality TV icon. She is a certified yoga instructor, a new mom, and a very soft-spoken but force in her own right. Whether she's sharing her wellness journey, her experience as a new mom, or navigating life while the internet watches, she keeps it real and radiant. And today I'm so excited to have her here joining with me on the couch. We're going to talk about a little co-parenting. We're going to talk about self-worth. We're going to talk about a little health and wellness.
Love it.
And we're going to have a little cocktail.
Yes.
But welcome to The Pregame, girl.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, no problem.
I'm excited to be here, and thank you for that intro.
Oh, anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime. It's literally my favorite part of the show. It's
Oh
just
my
giving
God.
people their flowers.
Yeah, and I'm so modest that I'm like, that's me. You know, I'm not
Yes.
even the person that's like, that's me. I'm like, is that me?
I'm going to pop your shit
Please
for you, girl.
do.
Okay? Today we're
Please do.
drinking. I have to always tell our listeners the
Okay.
cocktail that we're drinking. I asked my guests to tell me their cocktail of choice. Originally, she said margarita, so we tried to do the margarita. I made it horribly. So instead, now we're just drinking a good old tequila soda, okay?
Yes.
Is this your go-to drink of choice, though, when you're like out and about? Because I feel like
It's
you're a
just-
very fit girly.
Uh-huh.
This is on brand.
Yes, it's on brand. I like to get to my point, funny enough, and less sugar.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
I feel
Yeah.
you. If we're going to drink for real.
Yeah.
With a purpose.
Exactly.
I'm not mad at
I
that.
want to taste the alcohol. Everyone's like, I don't want to taste it, but I do.
Yeah. Same. Okay, we're going to kick off the first quarter. I have a segment called Ketchup and Yap.
Okay.
But today we're going to play a little icebreaker game. It is called Say It Like You Mean It. So I'm going to start with a sentence, and then you finish it with whatever comes to mind. So no filter, no second guessing. You can just say what immediately comes to your mind.
God. I'm so bad at games. Okay, go ahead.
It's an easy one.
Okay.
This is an easy one. You can't get it right or wrong.
Okay.
You know? Okay, first one. The biggest misconception about me is...
That I'm shy.
Really? Yeah, because I would say that you are shy.
No, I don't think I'm shy. I don't think I am.
Yeah.
I think I'm reserved. I don't think I'm shy though. Like
That's
there's
very
a
different.
difference. Yeah, like I can't coming here with you today, like I can't say I'm shy. But
Right.
am I reserved? Yes.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And it's earned. It's kind of like you got to get it out of you. You know what I mean? You don't just show up and lay it all on the table. You just kind of
Yeah. I like a slow
milk it
burn.
out. Yes. Yes, I see that for you. Okay, when it comes to love, I've learned to...
Wow, there's so many that comes to mind. I've learned to let it flow.
I like that. If you want access to me, you better...
Book a babysitter.
Hello? Book a babysitter. Is there an app for that?
Yes, there is care.com. But you gotta book my babysitter.
Okay,
You
okay.
gotta book
The one that you know, that you
gotta
rock
book my
with.
babysitter.
Okay, I love that. I knew I was that girl when...
Oh, I guess when everyone was so interested in me. And it's like, why does everyone care? And then after a while, you're like, oh, I must be that girl.
I
Right?
cause all this. What did Beyonce say? You must
Yeah.
be that bitch when you cause all that conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think of myself that way. But after a while, it's like,
Yeah.
well, I must be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That girl, honey. Hello. The softest part of me is...
My heart. Yeah. You're like, aw.
Takes a sip. I'm like, yes.
Yes. No, see, my skin and my heart.
Yeah. Clock in. I know y'all see her skin. If you're not watching, apologies to you.
My
You might want to turn on
skin.
the video version of the
See, you gotta
podcast
feel
so you can
it.
take a look, okay? The skin is soft, honey. Okay, I'm still healing from...
Oh, wow. Just the journey of becoming a mother. But healing not in a negative way, just an overall healing, I guess.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. You're leaning into the process.
Exactly.
Yeah, in your journey.
Exactly. And it's like such a huge transformation of self. So healing might not be the right word, but you know what I mean. I guess
I
that
think
would be
so. Healing does tend to have a negative connotation to
that.
it.
Yeah,
But I don't think that healing has to be negative at all. I think it could be very beautiful.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
agree with that. My toxic trait is...
Oh. I do like tequila, as you see what we're drinking.
Yeah, straight
Wait.
almost.
I do like a little tequila. My toxic trait. I'm one of those people that once I get going, I don't stop. Like with anything. Like it could be like working out, or it could be like a juice cleanse. Yeah, like I can get like, it can be reorganizing my closet. I'm the person that like once I get going, I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
So you know how like you do one thing, you kind of do a lot of other things?
Yes.
That would be a little toxic, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's like OCD level?
1000%. Like once I get going, like I can't say I'm gonna go out for one drink, you know? Like once I'm like, oh, another one. Like, you know, boundaries.
I'm the same, actually.
Yeah.
That's a problem for me. I realized that this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, a mess. Okay. I don't care how fine you are if you.
Oh God. If you are just like mean. Like just something about mean and like vindictiveness. I don't like. Yeah.
Nasty people.
Nasty
Girls. Okay. If I could go back and tell my younger self one thing, it would be
that everything's going to be okay. I think we go through life and it's, well, I have like, what if I do this? What if I do that? What if I date the wrong person, make the wrong decision, take the dumb job, or you know what I mean? Just all of these things. And it's like, it's all going to get figured out and everything is going to be okay. Yeah. Because I could be hard on myself.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Do you feel like you're in a space now where you feel like everything is okay?
Not entirely.
Hey,
no,
I
let's
love
be
transparency. Honestly,
no, not entirely.
Yeah.
Like, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It just means like I have dreams and more aspirations. Like to be completely content. No, I can't say I'm completely content today. Yeah. But am I going to get there? Yeah, because everything's going to be okay.
Right. Literally, though.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yes.
Agreed. Dating in this generation feels like?
It's painful. It is so painful. I don't know what's like what. I think like the guys are drinking like a different water than we are. I don't know.
It's like this batch of men?
Yeah.
It's not God's best work.
No.
This batch right here.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I've had beautiful like experiences. And I've met great guys. So, but just like generally speaking, I'm just like, what is going on? And I feel like some of my views are I am youthful, but some of my views are kind of traditional. Like when I look at love and the home and the family and all of those things, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on today. And like my female friends that I speak to, no one knows what's going on.
Yeah, we're all having very similar experiences.
Yeah, and like even what I hear on other like your podcast, for instance, like my friends or on TV, everyone is having similar experiences. And it's like, what water are we drinking and what water are they drinking, you know?
The word you chose was painful?
Yeah, it's a little painful after a while.
Like that breaks my heart though, because it's like, that's so real though, because it
heartbreaking.
Is. It is painful, and dating should not be painful. Love should not hurt. No. I reposted something, I don't know, it was Oprah or an interview that she did, but we have this idea now that like, that's just a part of love. Like pain comes with love. It's a part of the process. I don't think that. I don't think that love should hurt this damn bad.
Or be like this difficult or this superficial, you know, like I want a non-superficial situation. Yeah. You know?
Absolutely. We're going to dive more into that a little bit too, because girl, we all want the same thing. We're all trying to figure it out. What the hell? Okay, I knew he wasn't the one when.
He was mean.
Period. Mean. Enough said. It's as simple as that. The biggest lesson I learned from my last relationship is?
Don't rush. Don't rush. Yeah.
In what capacity?
In every capacity. Sometimes you can like get so like caught up, and I've done this actually a few times. Like I'm so like with the butterflies. Yeah. It's like I'm so I'm so into that instead of like sometimes giving it its time. You know, like take it slow. You know, you want to look at the situation with a further out lens instead of like closer in. And then when you're so like love bombing each other, it's too close. Yeah. Take it slow. Like, what are we in a rush for?
Yeah. I think that's interesting too, because you said like personality wise, you're a slow burn and you got to like kind of like earn your way. But once that flame is lit and that spark is there, it's like,
you got me.
Forever. Rose-colored glasses immediately. Yes. I feel you on that. If you see me outside, just know.
Sipping tequila.
I'm lit, honey. That was a cute one. Okay, what I want my child to always remember is.
Oh, there's so many things that I was loving. I would want him to know that I'm patient, kind, and fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want him to like go through life like adventurous, and there's a whole world out there, and I don't know. I want him to be better than me.
Yeah,
like I want him to. Yeah, that's what I.
Do you feel like you have that similar relationship with your mom?
I do. Yes, my mom was patient, super loving. She was adventurous. Like, she wanted to travel and do things. And even if she didn't like a certain food, she's like, go ahead, Shaniece, try it. You know what I mean? Like, she wanted that for me.
Absolutely.
Like octopus. My mom would not eat like, for instance. And she's like, go ahead, So I just wanted to know that I'm loving, number one. Yeah, patient and kind. That's how I want him to view me.
Are you going to be a mom that's like, I'm not one of your little friends?
No.
You want to be a little friend?
I want to be a little friend. Like, I want him to like have full transparency with me. Yeah. And I feel like when you, both as his mother and his friend, because my mother was my mother and my friend, and we have all these open conversations, and like some of our conversations are like, really, should we even be talking about this? Still like, should we even be talking about this? But I want that with my son. Like, I want him to come home and tell me things like he would his friend.
Yeah.
Because I would give him the best advice.
And that's such a safe space. Like, I love my mom, but we are just now, and actually because of this podcast too, and maybe you can relate to this because you have the podcast with your mom now too. I have conversations with my mom like, hey, Kay, I listened to the podcast this week. Like, can we talk about this?
Yeah.
Hey, girl, like, you shared something on the podcast I didn't even know about you this week. Can we talk about? It's really opened the doors for some honest conversation. So when I hear that, I hear you wanting to cultivate just a safe space for you and your son.
Yeah.
So that's special.
Yeah. I love that for you and your mom.
I know, right, girl? I'm like, girl, every week I'm like, hi, Mom. Oh, my God, what did we uncover this week on the pod?
I know. It's tough, though, because, like, my dad, there have been a few times where my dad's like, I didn't know this happened. Mm-hmm. And it's like you forget to, like, follow up or, like, be like, this happened. So I'm trying to be more mindful of being like, hey, this is out there.
Yeah.
That's just before someone else tells you.
Yeah.
I'd rather be the one to tell you.
Absolutely. I got to do a better job of that too. Like, springing news on my mom through the podcast is crazy.
Drop a note.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, a few more. Let's see. Oh, I only argue with people who.
I don't do well with disrespect.
Okay.
Like I said, mean 3 times, just mean and disrespectful. It really bothers me. Like, I feel like, yeah, like, I don't feel like we need to like each other. Yeah. But just disrespect, you know? Because I'm not a disrespectful, I have manners. So I would say I have manners.
Okay,
yeah,
honey.
I have manners. So then when it's not reciprocated, which, whatever, I think that's an issue.
Yeah, for me too. I do not do well with disrespect.
It's like, why me?
I've really had to, like, grow in that space too, especially being, an online presence or whatever, a public figure.
Yeah.
Letting that go has been a part of my healing journey. It's like every time someone disrespects me, I don't have to disrespect them back because I want to. It's like I don't turn the other cheek, I'm slapping you across yours.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No, that's
not a good quality.
That's mature. That's mature.
I've had to tone it down. Okay, last one. This one's good. I used to shrink myself for the opinions of others. And I'm finally done apologizing for
being me.
And that concludes our first quarter of
I
Catch
love
Up
it.
and Yap.
Okay, that wasn't bad.
That
wasn't bad.
You passed. You won the game.
Thank you.
You didn't pass.
I'd
You won.
be so nervous.
But you did so good. Okay, girl. It's time for the second quarter. It's called In the Mix, where we talk about some trending topics happening in the world. And the first one on the agenda today, singer Rita Ora got down on bended knee and decided to propose to her longtime boyfriend. She actually got candid in an interview recently, sharing all the details of the proposal. We're going to take a listen to it now.
Okay.
Because Rita, what the hell?
By the way, I had no idea of this before today.
Girl, it was on the Shade Room.
I had no idea.
Do you go on the Shade Room?
No.
Do you follow the Shade Room?
No.
Me either, girl.
No, it's nothing personal. It's just...
I don't either.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just feel like you have to protect your peace and your algorithm. Like, I need my algorithm to be constantly, like, feeding positive things into me. And the Shade Room got too much tea.
Yeah.
It got too much tea for me.
It's a lot in one day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pissed if I accidentally see something on the popular page. I'm like, why did I go there?
Honestly.
Like, why?
You can do the hold down and the hide, not interested, is my go-to.
Oh, really?
I probably click that at least 15 times.
I'm going to do that.
Oh, yes. You can really curate your Explore page.
Yeah, okay.
A little tip.
Thank you.
Okay, let's listen to this clip, Rita. And it's like, no shade. Thank you, Shade Room, because sometimes when I need like current events, I will go on the Shade Room and scroll.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not personal.
Yeah.
But to follow, it's like a lot
It's a
for
lot.
me.
Yeah, and don't let my face pop up. Then it's really like, all right now.
And you're like, there I go.
Here y'all go with this shit. Okay, let's take a listen.
You got down on one knee, yeah? He was just like, what is happening? And I was like, I asked him to marry me.
So how did you do it? Did you do it like a proposal? Or
Yeah.
was it...
Oh, got the rings made.
I want to know everything.
I rented out like a hotel room in Palm Springs or something, like a really nice fancy one. Filled it up with balloons, heart-shaped balloons, and a heart-shaped.
Wait, okay?
Because I'm basically doing what I would have wanted from mine. And he walks into the room and he's like, what the hell? Is it Valentine's Day? I'm like, no! Anyway, get down on one knee.
You got down on one knee.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so good.
Yeah, I think
Is
this
it?
is girl power.
Is it?
He was just like, what is happening? And I was like, oh.
You knew he wasn't going to say no, right?
I actually didn't. I didn't know.
Really?
No. I was very, like, maybe he doesn't want it. You know, maybe he's okay to just be in a relationship, which was fine with me too. But I just wanted to, like, lock him down. You know what I mean? And I did. And he said, absolutely. What the hell? Get up. And I was like, oh, my God. And from then on, it was, I think, just a couple months. And then we got married just at home. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
On one knee.
It was beautiful. Congratulations, Rita Ora. So, I mean, first of all, personally, I feel like to each his own. I think every woman should do whatever makes them happy, whatever sparks joy. I am all for feminism and, you know, fuck the patriarchy. But I think we have to draw the line somewhere. And this is where I draw my line in the sand, because my knees don't even work like that.
Yeah.
I can't bend down to propose to no man. What?
Yeah.
Do you think that you could ever propose to a man?
No, I could never. But we're also in a time where like women are really taking the bull by the horns. And they have been for the last couple of years, which is why I'm like, I don't know what water, you know, the men are drinking. But it's really like women are really living in their masculine nature or something, I guess. That's still happening, right? Would you?
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah, me every day of my life. I'm so sick of tired of being the big dog. That's what I say all the time. You're front.
Yeah,
I am the big dog every day of my life, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah, and I'm sure men are intimidated.
Oh yeah, that's what they love to say.
It's annoying.
They love to say that.
Yeah, it's annoying.
A guy texted me the other day, actually, literally like 2 to 3 days ago, and was like, oh, I have the screenshot. The screenshot literally says, "You look like someone who likes to be pampered."
Yeah.
Mind you, all that I did that day was get my nails done.
Yeah.
I said, this is the tip of the iceberg, baby. What do you mean? I look like I like to get pampered. I said, absolutely, I do. I hope that I attract a man that understands that.
You're not the one.
Satan.
Yeah.
Get back.
Yeah.
But like to your point, women are expected now to live in this masculine energy. Maybe not even expected, but it's like because the guys aren't stepping up to the plate, we feel like we have to operate in that space. So yeah, I don't think that I could ever do this.
No, I'm probably never gonna propose.
Yeah,
like not in that way. Like maybe I'll bring up a conversation of where do we see ourselves, or do you see this like, because after a while I do feel like you need to know. If you're like a few years down the line and you have marriage in your heart and an engagement and they're not moving, then a conversation does need to happen. But a full-on Valentine's Day proposal, I can't do it.
With the cake and balloons?
No.
On a knee?
No.
And I just feel like too, and I'm curious, do you subscribe to like the gender norms of like the man is supposed to do what a man does, and the man goes to work and he provides for the family, and the woman is like the caretaker and you stay home and you cook and you clean? Do you subscribe to that dynamic, or are you a little more progressive?
I'm a little bit more progressive. There's nothing wrong with that because I can see why it works. Like I can see why, you know, women are caretakers. Yeah. Like I do. Yeah, and you know, we care for the children, we care for our husband. We're supposed to know how to cook, you know. Like I do what I said earlier. I am a little bit traditional in that mindset. There's nothing wrong with it. Do I want my own identity and something to do outside of that? I do. And even if it's not like for financials, it's just for myself, you know, and I think it gives something different to the relationship, you know, like I can't see myself just sitting at home, you know, cooking and cleaning and, you know, bathing the kids, you know. Also, like, I want the dad to do that too. It's like this whole thing of like, dads aren't doing that either.
Girl.
Some dads, you know. So I'm like, question mark?
Yeah, it's like, what the hell is actually going on? That brings us to our next topic of discussion. You hit the nail on the head because Nelly and Ashanti went viral recently because Nelly thought it was going to be a great idea to just be open and honest on their reality
now this
show.
one I seen.
You saw this?
Yep.
He was nice and open and honest. They have a new reality show out. And basically Nelly told the world that he refuses to change diapers, get up in the middle of the night. He said that he has nothing for the baby until the baby can walk and talk and use the bathroom on his own. And claims that his parenting style, and this is his words, not mine, Nelly Country Grammar. He said his parenting style is on cruise control, meaning he sleeps through the night while Ashanti cares for the baby. He doesn't do the diapers. I don't know if this is like a new age thing or has this been going on. I was appalled that he admitted to this. And I was appalled that Ashanti sat there next to him and was just like nodding her head like,
You want to know what's
that's
more?
my daddy. That's my baby daddy. I'm going to stick beside him. I would have punched him in his neck.
You want to know what's more appalling is that I feel that a lot of men feel that way. A lot of them. Because I've heard this before from other men speaking. Like he wasn't the first one. It is a common thing to feel that way. I don't know where it came from.
Especially because they're both breadwinners. Like Ashanti is not just like
sitting at home.
some
cooking,
lady. Like this is like a singer, an artist, a performer. Like she has a career of her own.
She has things to do too.
She needs sleep.
Yeah, no, if anyone has had a child, like that night shift, like my son did not sleep through. My son slept through the night last night and it was like, wow, it happened. You know, it does not happen that often. And it's like you just came from giving birth. And then you just go straight into like mommy mode and the diapers and the not sleeping and then you're trying to pump. It's a lot, like emotionally. Like it's a huge adjustment. It's a lot emotionally. And as a woman, you want the support of your partner there.
Yeah.
Even if they're like halfway helpful, just the fact that they're awake.
Yeah. Present. That's what I'm saying.
Then you wake
can't
up.
breastfeed the baby, but you could definitely sit here with me for a little bit every other night. Maybe not every night.
Yeah.
But like,
it's just something. Like it matters whether you're a breadwinner or not. And I just feel like if you are a man and you can wipe your own ass, you can wipe your child's ass too.
That's a bar.
I mean, what?
You're co-parenting, obviously. You and your child's father are not together in a relationship.
No, we're not together.
But you still have to have a healthy co-parenting dynamic. Does
Absolutely.
he help? Is he hands-on with the baby?
He does help. He at least helps. I'm changing most of the diapers, but he does like help and he wants to be present and he loves his kids.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
That's good, yeah.
And we want to be healthy for our son too. We don't want to like, what's there to fight over? You know, it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to fight over, you know? So yeah.
Well, that's good that you guys are in a good space.
Yeah.
I was curious to know what he is like as a father. Like I know that most of his kids are older, but like the game now as a father with an infant, like what is that like?
He himself is older, like this time around as a new dad.
Yeah.
So I think that he definitely does want to be more present because at the time when he had his other children, obviously he was in the height of his career. So obviously now it is, it's different, but it's also a huge adjustment for him as well. It's a huge adjustment for anyone when you're having a child.
Absolutely.
And I think it's the point to be honest and vulnerable and just like love, like support each other. This is what I need. Can you provide that? Because I need help, or something. And I think having that open conversation does make a huge difference,
Absolutely.
But as a woman having a child, and because I've heard that before, like the breadwinner and whatever, you want your man there next to you.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that by yourself.
Yeah. The support of that means more than anything. Even if you're not breastfeeding the baby, Nelly.
Yeah.
Do a night shift, daddy-o.
Do a night shift. So she could feel like a human in the morning.
Like postpartum is no joke. I mean, I don't have any children, but from what y'all have told the people, I'm believing that it's rough.
It is
and
rough.
You need support.
You need support. You need that minute to wash your hair.
Yeah.
And put lotion on. Like the simplest thing. Or food. Like I remember my best friend, thank God she's a chef, but like she brought me a meal plan, just to make sure I was eating. Because you're not thinking about yourself. I really was not eating properly.
Yeah.
Like just little things like that. That you don't even think you need until you're in the situation and you're like, wow, I need it so much.
You are familiar with my friend Joy. She was on the podcast and we talked about her postpartum journey. And this time around, this is her third child, but she mentioned dealing with like postpartum depression. Have you experienced that? Did you experience that at all?
So it's funny you asked me that. So while I was postpartum, I'm like, I have no postpartum, right?
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm fine. You know, some nights I'm like crying profusely, and I'm like,
I'm fine.
Yeah, I remember
That's
telling
fine.
my grandma, like, I've got no postpartum. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
And then 3.5 months, and like I passed like 3.5 months with my son, and it felt like this veil lifted, like this big gray cloud. It was the weirdest thing, and I was like, wait, I feel really good. And then I came to me like, oh no, you've been in like a postpartum cloud. I was one of those people that really didn't know.
Yeah.
I think
she didn't either, honestly.
Yeah.
And this was her first time experiencing it. And she described it, ironically, the same exact way. Like, you can't really describe what you're feeling, but it just doesn't feel good. You don't feel like at home in your body. You're sad and you don't really know why, because you're not sad because you're happy, but you are sad.
Yeah.
How did you get out of that? Or it just kind of happened overnight on its own?
It's just after 3.5 months, like the cloud lifted. I did start working out again at 5 weeks. 5 weeks postpartum, I did start working out in, because I knew I wasn't completely myself. Obviously, I just went through a whole pregnancy and had given birth. But that really helped me. Like the movement of my body really helped me. Because I'm like, I have to get back to me. Like I don't want it to be like a year and I'm not back to myself. So I'm uncomfortable with myself, you know? But I don't know what happened. It was just like a cloud lifted.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, I'm feeling good.
Yeah. Well, I love that for you, though. I love
some people it's like a year, 2 years.
And some people have to do medication. Some people have to do therapy. Like there's a lot. People really be going through it. But looking back, though, and you mentioned already, like your friend was making you meal plans. Is there something that your friends or your family or your partner could have done to support you better? Like what's something that people can do to help people that are dealing with postpartum?
A night nurse.
Right, exactly. Get somebody in here and take care of this kid with me.
Hire me a night nurse.
That's so real.
Night nurse. Like if I was to have another one, I would have a night nurse. But then, you know, in the beginning, it's like that becomes like bonding time.
Yeah.
Because then I was like, man, if someone else was here, just like with my baby, like an extra person, and it's like a nurse, for instance, and that to me became bonding time. So motherhood is full of like, what about this? But what about that? But I feel this way, but I'm happy, but I'm sad. You know, like it's a lot of that.
Yes.
So I would say a night nurse. I don't know. Yeah, a night nurse.
That's a good one.
That would be.
And if people can't afford a night nurse, maybe it's just people in your life stepping up to be like, hey, like I can spend the night with you guys this weekend.
Yes.
And just being there, even if, you know, it's not my kid, but it's like I could be there to help, or I can help clean the dishes, or maybe you have, I don't know, some other element of your life that you need help with. Yeah. Having people step in that regard too.
And I did have that. And my mom was so good. Yeah. But when I walked out of like postpartum, when I think I walked out of it, I was like, did you not know that I was like postpartum? Like you didn't feel like I was a little bit emotional or anxious or something? She's like, nah, girl, I know you will get out of it.
Right. She's like, been there, done that. You could. You go ahead and check it off.
She's like, you're fine. I'm like, thanks, Mom.
Your mom is such a G. I feel like her personality is just like, I'm a G for real. Like, don't fuck with her.
I am very grateful for my parents, because although I am soft and reserved and all of these things, my parents are strong.
They're tough.
They're tough. And so I feel like I was built that way, which is probably why I was acting like, I'm fine, I'm not in postpartum, when really I, was kind of thing. But they are tough. And they definitely built me exactly that way.
When you found out you were pregnant, who was the first person you told?
My mom.
What was her reaction?
My mom. Wait, no, I think I told his dad first.
Your dad?
No, my son's father.
Okay.
Who did I tell first? No, I told his dad first.
Okay.
I told his dad first, and then I told my mom. I'm like, wait. And then I told my mom. She was like, no. I was like, yes. She was like, you're kidding. I'm like, why would I joke about that?
You're like, I'm dead ass.
I'm like, what? And just like the next few days, she just couldn't get her bearings. I think she was in shock. She was in shock. She just kept saying, no, you're lying. And I'm like, no, I'm not lying. And she's like, no, you're lying. But she was just like in shock for the next few days. And then she got like really excited.
Yeah. Do you think that she was in shock because of who you were having the baby with? Because you felt like so soon? Because you said that not to rush into things. Do you feel like you rushed into this?
In many ways I did. And also, I don't know, I see things in so many different ways, because I've had like longer relationships and nothing had come out of them. You know what I mean? So I'm often like conflicted. Like I do feel like don't rush into things, but I've also had relationships, and it's like, what do I have to show for that? You know what I mean? So I'm always like I'm a Gemini too. I'm always like on the like fence about that. You know what I mean? But she wasn't shocked because I'm so private.
Yeah.
You know, like I never really say something unless it's like set in stone.
Yeah.
So I never had spoken about the relationship. I was just like moving. You know what I mean? Like I just didn't really. I was just very private as I normally am. So she was just kind of like, huh? You know?
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Who, what, where, when?
Yeah. I love your mom's personality, though. Honestly, I'm obsessed with her.
This is my moment. Can you come on our podcast?
Girl, I've been waiting for you to ask me now.
Please. Now that you love her too.
No, I would love to.
Thank you.
I love your guys' podcast.
Thank you.
We have to talk about that. Since you brought that up, we'll bring.
Okay.
We're going to transfer into the third quarter. It's called Ask the Chat. I have some questions from the girlies on the Instagram. On the Instagram. I'm showing my age. The girlies from the gram. They've sent in some questions, but then I also just have questions of my own that I'll throw in here too. But because you mentioned the podcast, what's it called?
Drop the Low.
Drop the Low, which is a play on words. Your guys' last name? Well, your mom's last name.
Drop the Low down.
Oh, Drop the
Yeah.
Girl, I'm thinking like Evelyn Lozada. Drop the Low.
Well, it was a play, but it originally meant low down, and then it worked because it was a low.
Yeah.
And funny enough, Jay, my son's father, thought of the name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, creative.
You know.
Is he getting producer credit on the podcast? You're like, no, we're not getting that check.
He's getting his credit right now.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, he thought of the name.
I have some favorite sound bites. I watched an episode or two of y'all's podcast recently. It's so good. The banter between a mother and a daughter is just, it's unmatched. Your guys' is very unique, though, specifically. So this conversation you guys were having about people calling people hoes.
Yeah.
My quote from you. I think your mom might have said, like, well, do you think you're a hoe or who's a hoe? Or you might have asked her, who do you think is a hoe? And she was like, you?
Totally not offended.
Right. Literally, both of you guys laughed it off. You're like, I get called a hoe all the time, but if you're single and not hurting anyone, what is the big deal? They have a lot of fun. Please elaborate on this soundbite because it's so good.
Okay, so I'm not saying be a hoe, right?
Correct.
Like I'm not gonna say be a hoe. Like I think that you should fully respect yourself, respect your body, have the person on the other end respect you as well. Not saying like, you know, be a tramp.
Right.
But what I am saying is that I don't feel like there's anything wrong with enjoying life, going on all the dates, not putting all your eggs in one basket. Life is to be enjoyed, pleasures to be felt. Like, why do we have to be bahumbug about it?
I agree completely.
You know, like I don't understand. And it's like, if you date a certain kind of guy, you're a hoe. And I'm like, okay, well, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Then call me out. Capital H, honey. I think it's
Yeah.
so interesting, too. We're living in a time, because to revert back to the earlier part of our conversation, how we have to always be in our masculine, right? It's like, we got to go to work and I got to make the money and the bacon and clean and do, I got to do all of that, right? Which is like a very masculine quality, typically. So now I want to also do the masculine quality, typical stuff that y'all got to do too.
Good
like now
point.
all of a sudden when the roles are reversed, it's like, well, no, you need to be more respectful. You need to, you can only have one partner. You don't get to be sexually liberated. Meanwhile, the men get to do that.
Yeah.
I think that it's time we change the narrative.
I think it's changed. That's why Rita Ora is proposing to.
Oh God. Ooh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. You know what? You're right. I'm not gonna keep throwing shade at Rita.
Yeah.
But maybe we just could save that for like the last phase of us transforming into men. That's what's happening. We're transformers and we're now becoming the men.
Listen, I don't know. And also, like, to your point, I'm also not saying, you know, I don't want to be a man.
Me
you know what I
either.
mean? Like, I don't want to act like a man. I don't want to be a man. I want my skin soft. You know what I'm like?
I want to be my softest version of myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But will I have my fun? Yes. Will I go on 2 dates in 1 week? I absolutely will. Because it's like, why not? You know?
You made the note of who you date. People will try and call you a hoe for who you've dated. Do you feel that way? That you feel that's true for you?
Oh, for sure. Like, she liked the rapper, so she's a hoe. Or she liked an athlete, so she's a hoe. And, you know, gold digging hoes. Yeah. It's a thing.
It's like, and all that I hear is men with jobs. It's like, I'm sorry, I like my man to have a place of business.
Success is hot,
Yeah,
you know?
very successful. Someone asked me that the other day, like, what attracts you to a man? Amongst the long list of things, by the way, because if I just say this, they're going to be like, you're a gold digger. Amongst the long list of things was power. A man in power, a man that leads, that makes people want to follow. That is attractive.
That is attractive.
So being attracted to that, I mean, that makes me, oh, Jesus.
That's
God.
what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
What are we to do?
That's also, I had to Google what is a hoe because I'm like, at this point, it's confusing. Like it's gray. There's a lot of gray areas. I'm a little confused. If you Google what is a hoe, what comes up? What comes up is a gardening tool. And I'm like,
it is a gardening tool.
It's a gardening tool. So then I'm like, okay, you scroll down and it's like, okay, but also could be used adjective, hoe, to describe a prostitute, a woman who's getting paid for sex. So that doesn't even apply here.
Yeah.
You know
no,
what
it
I mean?
doesn't apply here.
Especially for your situation. You dated a rapper, yes, but I'm assuming that you weren't getting paid to date this rapper.
No.
It was a genuine connection.
Yes.
And love.
Yes. And anyone else before that. Yeah, no one's getting paid to do that.
Right.
That is a prostitute.
Hello? It's like, that's what y'all should be worried about.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, another soundbite that I loved. You had Ty Young on the podcast. If you guys don't know, Ty is a former WNBA player. She's currently on Basketball Wives.
Yes, she just did the last season of Basketball Wives.
Yes.
And she was on Love and Hip Hop. I don't know for the duration of time, though.
Okay. If you don't know who she is, go check her out on Instagram. She's such a cutie. You guys went into detail about her squinty eyes. I watched the episode, though, and I was just like, okay, first of all, I couldn't agree with you more. I did an audition with her recently, actually.
You did?
I did. But that aura that you described,
Got something.
girl, I'm like, are you hitting on me? Like, why does it feel like you're hitting on me? She's probably not. She's just being sweet.
looking with your squinty eyes.
She's just being sweet and like inviting. But I felt the exact same way. And your mom had me cracking up because she's like, okay, well, would you really date her? Do you think that you could date a woman?
No. No. I'd have to have a man too. I'd have to have both. I can't have one. No.
Immediate no. Okay, why?
Because I like men.
I feel you. Okay, what about a woman that's masculine presenting?
No, there are.
Now she's like, got her.
No, there are some women. You know who else has this or about it? You know Josie? Josie? About Josie?
Jazzy.
Jazzy.
Is it? Well, I know who you're talking about. J-O-Z-Z-Y.
Yeah. She has a thing about her too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Girl.
It's an aura thing.
Yeah.
I'm all about the vibes.
Yeah. But you could never like seriously date. I feel the same way though.
No. Just the body of a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. The packaging is definitely different, but the vibes are there.
The vibes are there.
Because sometimes I wonder, like, maybe we are blocking our blessings by not venturing out.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah.
Because we keep dealing with the same, what do we describe it as? Pain?
Painful experience.
We keep dealing with the same trauma over and over. And it's like, maybe my husband is a wife.
Maybe. We got to ask Ty.
Yeah, honestly, Ty, can you come on the pod and let us know what we're missing out on?
No, she's cool, though. I met her. We didn't even really speak. I just went to film Basketball Wives. Yeah. And I was sitting next to her and I'm like, I just feel a little something. Yeah. You know, just a little something. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but we like it.
Light the flame, girl. Let me know. Okay, send it to the group chat.
She wants kids.
She does?
Yeah. She wants a family and kids. She's great.
I love her. Honestly, I had really good energy, so I completely agree with you. Okay, that's all about the podcast. I love it. You guys have to go listen to it. It's Drop the Low, available everywhere you listen to podcasts. But let's get a little into your self-care journey. You are a certified, can I call you a yogi?
Yeah.
A certified yogi, which is like incredible.
Thank you.
How long did that process take to get that certification?
2 months.
Okay, that's not bad, but it's like intense. You have to like do the actual workouts and things.
Yeah.
You don't just get to like take a written test.
No, it was like 2 a days, a few times out of the week. Yeah. And I was practicing in the heat. And it's Bikram. Do you know anything about Bikram?
Girl, yeah. So that's like the heated room.
Yeah. So I'm certified in Bikram. They don't call it Bikram anymore because whatever he did, but they call it 26 and 2 now in some cases. But what most people don't know is that I actually started when I was 15.
Wow.
Yeah, I was living in Miami and I was going to a hot yoga studio on the beach, on South Beach.
Wow.
And when my mom got me the car we were talking about earlier when I was 16, that's where I would go to hot yoga.
Really?
Yeah.
And not working, just going and working out.
Yeah, doing yoga.
Girl.
I started at 15 and I took yoga as an elective in high school.
Fire. So this is like a long lifetime journey, passion.
It's my passion. It's so me. I feel like it's built up my aura, my character.
Yeah.
Like I am a yogi at heart.
Okay, so I want to know more about the Bikram side of it though. What temperature is the room at?
It could be like at 100. And I love it. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, I've done hot Pilates.
Yes, I love hot Pilates.
I love a heated room because I'm not someone that sweats. So putting me in that environment, I
You're that
feel
girl.
like, yeah, no, literally the annoying girl in the gym that just really does not sweat. Seriously. I get so many DMs all the time like, okay, but your hair is like always the same when you leave. I'm not a sweater. But if you put me in a hot room, I'll get to sweating. Okay, so 100 degrees.
100 degrees, and it's a 90-minute class.
Do you think that the girlies, because you know, like the Pilates girly is like all the trend, all the rave right now. Do you think that your wellness routine is effective if you're only doing, say, Bikram yoga? Or do you feel like weight training is a necessity, a little Pilates is a necessity, cardio day?
Yeah.
What's your perspective?
I love a little bit of everything. Yoga is like my core, like my core, meaning my heart. Like that is, it's never going anywhere. But I do think, and I mean, you weight train. We need that muscle. We need those weights. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it changes the look of your body. But my yoga, it's more of an internal practice.
Yeah.
You know, what I feel internally from yoga is not what I would feel from weight training. But I love the weight training kind of thing. I love the way my body gets sculpted and the feeling I get from that as well. So they're both very different.
Yeah.
But I need the both of them. Pilates, I also love. I love the Pilates Reformer. It's the best ab workout I've ever done.
Good core work.
Great core work. I wish I could make it to Pilates more. I just can't.
Yeah.
But no, I love all of those things. And I feel like when you figure out what works for you and what works for your body, you just go at it.
Yeah.
And that's me.
Yeah. You said that yoga, though, is like your heart.
Yeah. It's like my baby.
Tell me more about that. Or where do you find like yoga? I feel like, in my personal opinion, I will do yoga when I do feel like I need to recenter. Like I could do a 5-day heavy lifting gym week, but I know that if I do like a little yoga on Sunday, it'll make me kind of feel like refreshed and renewed.
Yeah.
Do you have that same parallel in your life? Like what does yoga do for you mentally, emotionally?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It really centers me. It works your spine, and obviously works your organs and all of those things, your heart and opening up your chest and all of these things, but it really centers my energy. Like I haven't been doing it as much because I'm a new mom, so I'm trying to like find my time. But I could even feel the difference in my spine of not doing it as much. You know, like yoga just lengthens everything. It works with your oxygen levels, the way you breathe, adding like blood flow to your head. You know what I mean? Like things of that nature where I'm like, I can tell when I'm lacking it, because I am right now, because I've been doing it for so long and I know what it feels like to have it.
Dang.
But it's like mind, body, and spirit kind of thing. So it is my passion. I actually want to take another course at some point when I have the time, but I will definitely just keep on with that. And also, I would like to get back to teaching. I just haven't because I'm practice what I preach. So I don't want to go back into teaching, and I'm not even on my A game at the moment, you know? So I'm very like that.
Not on your A game, meaning because you're not doing it consistently, you don't feel like you should be teaching?
Yes. Not yet. Like I feel good when I'm in that centered space of my yogi element to go and teach a class or to teach, you know, one-on-ones, just because, I don't know, I feel like if I'm not doing it, what am I telling you to do?
Do you think that being a mom now has obviously taken priority, but do you feel like you'll be able to get to a space where you can do both?
Absolutely. And I have been doing my yoga. It's just not at the capacity in which I'm used to. I've made it a point lately over the last month to like when my son goes to sleep, do my yoga in the evenings instead of going to lay down, you know, at least. And I have already worked out and done my day, just do it in the evening so that I feel like, okay, I'm getting in my practice.
Yeah, that's so good. That takes a lot of discipline, girl.
I'm trying.
That's impressive. Honestly, you're doing great and you look phenomenal.
Thank you.
We can't see that you're not centered.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more career because you have the podcast now. You are a yogi. We're just on a little intermittent, you know, just a little pause.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of ways people would see you as like, you know, oh, you're this celebrity daughter. You're Evelyn's daughter. What is important to you and what do you want to be known for?
Yeah, I do get a lot of Evelyn's daughter, Shaniece kind of thing. And I just think that's because I hadn't really put myself out there. I wasn't, like I said earlier, like I'm private.
Yeah.
Like this is my first podcast aside from my own.
Are you serious?
That's serious. I meant to
You're
tell you
doing
that.
great, sweetie.
Thank you. Aside from my
Phenomenal.
own, this is my first podcast.
Wow, that makes me feel so special.
Yes, and I'm like happy you asked me to be here. But it's like I have been so reserved, which is why I think the whole, she's just Evelyn Lozada's like daughter, you know? And I can't say that I overly put myself out there because I never cared to so much, you know? And in many ways, I wanted my life for myself. But I, we have the podcast together. We're going to keep that going. It's going really good. The feedback is great. We had like 97% positivity, which is like unheard of.
That's amazing.
And I'm like, if it's positive, I'm there.
No,
like it makes you want to just keep going. And it's like, I'm just putting myself out there and hopefully people, take to me and can really get to know me, just me, like who I am, because there's a lot of opinions, I feel. And it's like, no, I think you can see who I am and then figure out your opinion, from there.
Absolutely.
So we're going to keep going on with the podcast. Obviously, I have my yoga journey. Like I said, I want to do another course at some point, not in LA, just maybe Bali or somewhere, just to really deepen my practice. I want to continue on teaching people in classes. I have a big class in August. So that will be that. And we'll see what other TV stuff comes along, because there's been some talks about TV opportunities that I might be open to now. So I'm
like reality show type deal?
Maybe. Yeah.
How do you feel about reality TV? Do you like it, love it, indifferent?
I'm indifferent. It's not a like or a love. My mom has been on reality TV since I was in high school. We actually had our own show, Living Lozada, on the OWN network. Mm-hmm. We did 3 seasons there. But even then, like, if we had gotten something now, it would be so completely different, because I was younger then. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's just like you go through your journey and you learn and you're like, okay, I'm good at this. I'm not so good at that. And you just become more comfortable. And you probably know what that feels like, being in front of the camera. After a while, as you become more comfortable with yourself, it inspires you to want to keep doing it. You
Absolutely.
know? So I think that journey would be different this time around.
Yeah.
But I am such a scripted TV show girly. I love scripted TV shows.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
What's your favorite?
I have so many. I like Outlander. Do you know Outlander?
Never saw that.
Oh, it's a love one. It's not painful.
Oh, okay.
It's a love show.
What's another one?
I like Sons of Anarchy. You know Sons of Anarchy? That one's aggressive.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't
Maybe one more. Come on.
You don't know any of those?
Hit me with one more. No. What?
Emily in Paris?
Oh, there you go. That's my demographic.
I gave you love, I gave you aggressive, and I gave you playful.
Sons of Anarchy is like a motorcycle gang show.
Yeah,
right?
Jax Teller. He's hot.
Okay. Okay. I see how this is. I get it. Gemini. Yeah.
He's hot. I just gave you a range.
Okay, I gotta check these out.
Okay, yeah. Outlander is beautiful. Beautiful love story.
So you're saying you want to get into acting?
Maybe not acting. I'm saying this is what I like to watch. But you know what? Maybe.
Okay,
maybe.
Yeah. Say it. With
maybe,
chest.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know.
You should give it a try. You're gorgeous.
Thank you.
I think it would be an easy transition. If you've been on TV and you're comfortable being in front of the camera, you could do it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
About Outlanders, or what was the other one called?
Outlander. You have to watch Outlander.
Is that the one with Outer Banks is what I was going to say.
I don't know that one.
It's another like teen romance.
It's a teen romance? I like teen romances too.
I don't know.
What's that 13 and whatever? What is that? Do you know that one?
The one about the suicide?
They're teenagers, but they're like all like trying
13
out
Reasons.
Sex. Yeah, that one. Like I like
yeah.
That's cute.
Didn't the guy die at the end of that? By suicide?
Okay, maybe it's not so
We'll have this
cute.
talk offline. We'll have this talk offline. Okay, let's see. Okay, we talked about you growing up in the spotlight. What do you think is one thing that people have gotten completely wrong about you?
I'm a gold digger.
Yeah. Where do they?
I
don't even see people saying this.
No, I'm trying to find something else.
But that's real though. Can I just say that? Let me tell you this. I think we are in a very unique situation where it's like I'm very hyper aware of the mean things that people say to me, and you probably have never like heard any of those things. You know what I mean? I don't want you to think I'm trying to like bait you into me telling you that I think that you're a gold digger because that's what the internet says. I genuinely don't know the negative things that people have to say about you, other than you had a child recently. You're a new mom.
Yeah, which is a blessing. So that's weird.
And his dad happens to be a rapper.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your one thing. That's what you think people got wrong about you.
What else? I don't know. It's a lot of like I'm shy, the whole thing, the gold digger thing, that I'm just like Evelyn Lozada's daughter.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that I would see against my will. But yeah.
Well, I think it's a beautiful thing that you have a podcast with her now, because now it's like people see that you're not just her daughter. Like your personality, it's big though. Like you have a big personality. You have like bold views and takes on things. Honestly, like
thank you.
I'm obsessed.
Thank you. Aw,
and fuck these people. And fuck them people talking about the goddamn, you're a gold digger. Gold dig these. How about that? We have to talk about the social media element of things. You are a public figure. You have podcasts now. That is a necessary part of the machine that is being, a public figure. Want to address almost like the elephant in the room in the comments that you've already talked about. People were definitely loud about who you chose to have a child with, which I think is unfair and unwarranted. But what do you have to say to people directly who question your decisions?
Mind your business, pretty much. We live in this world that's so judgmental and everyone has an opinion. I don't think I'm the first person to say this. I don't think it's ever going to change. I just wouldn't be the person to go in someone's comments and write something negative because I want to spread light. Yeah. You know what I mean? And whomever I decided to procreate with, that's my business. It's my decision. And I have a beautiful son, so it's just I don't know where that stems from. And you're talking about people that you really don't know personally. It's just mind your business. Yeah. And
I think that people too are living in a time where they forget that there's a human being on the other side of that phone, on the other side of that comment. There's a mother, there's a daughter, there's a friend, someone that's going to see that. And hopefully you don't internalize that and you don't let that get to you, but you're also human. And I know from firsthand experience that can be heavy when you feel like people are judging your personal life choices and not considering your heart in any of it.
Yeah, I'm thankful. And I'm going to tell you why.
Please tell me.
When I went public with my pregnancy, I had gotten so much negative scrutiny. And don't get me wrong, there was positivity. There was positivity, especially to my close people and publicly. But it was a lot of negativity. And it was the most negativity that I had ever received, ever. You know what I mean? Usually it's something about my mom, Sorry, Mom. But usually it's something where my mom did on the show where I'm I know my mom, I don't care. I genuinely don't care. But when you're pregnant, you're more sensitive and you're more vulnerable and, you're creating life. Yeah. And I can't imagine in that way to a pregnant woman. Right. You know what I mean?
A moment that's supposed to be joyful and celebrated and you should be doted over. So I completely agree. Yeah. How did you get through that? What did you do?
Like I said, my parents built me a little stronger. You just got to be strong. I don't know what other way to be. You know what I mean? It's you have to be comfortable with the decisions that you made. And if you're not, that is your problem and your business. It has nothing to do with public scrutiny or public, opinion. But I am thankful because after I had my son, it built me to be this is me. Now I can do my podcast. Now I can do your podcast. Now I'm here saying whatever I want because you guys are going to talk about me anyway.
Regardless.
Yeah. And so I think that journey really led me to be this is me. Yeah. I'm going to speak. You guys been wanting me to talk anyway. And it is what it is. Yeah. So in a way, I am thankful. There's always a silver lining.
Absolutely. I was going to say what they intended to be, your demise was something that built you and made you stronger. Exactly. And now you are a more confident, self-assured version of yourself. And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Did you question the privacy of just your son in general, not having him on the internet with you because of how people reacted to your pregnancy originally? Did you question if that was a safe space for you or not?
I didn't go public with my pregnancy for 6 months.
Oh, wow.
I was almost 7 months pregnant. Did I think should I do this? Should I not? And it's the only reason why I wouldn't is because of public opinion. And why would I not live my life based off of public opinion? Yeah. Who am I hiding from? Yeah. Because although I have a reserved personality, I'm not hiding. Yeah. I'm never going to hide. I'm just reserved and private, but I'm not hiding.
And you still share him now too.
Yeah, I don't overly post him because I don't know. I think it's just a mom protective thing. And not to say that I won't, but I don't overly do it because he's my baby and people are weird and I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Girl, I commend you because I can't, I'm protective about my dogs. Yeah. So I just can only imagine what that feels like to have love outside of you in this world. And then you having to also deal with just the opinions of idiots on the internet. It's not easy, but you're doing a great job. And you're making it look quite glamorous, I might say. Okay?
I don't look like a tired mom.
No, girl. What? Mom, where? Like, literally, what? I told the people today, I'm like, I had to do my hair and my makeup today because she was coming. I'm like, I'm not.
You look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. I tried. I really did, girl. Sometimes I just be wearing sweats and lip gloss.
I love. No, I was gonna. When you said cozy, I was gonna wear sweats, and I was like, I don't know. I went with the first thing, and I was like, that's the thing. You gotta go.
I love what you came with. You did an amazing job, and you look phenomenal.
Thank you.
Okay, y'all. We are going to transfer into the fourth quarter of the show where we talk about the game plan. You guys know the deal. The game plan is just an opportunity for you to give a little advice or encouragement to our listeners. So I'm going to give you a prompt, and then you just answer with your heart. If someone is listening right now and feeling disconnected from their body, where should they start?
I think they should start with their heart. Sometimes we're so wrapped up with our thoughts, and our thoughts can literally control the trajectory of our actions, right? And so we need to get out of the head and dig into our heart to figure out what our heart is telling us, as opposed to the thoughts that are running rampant. If you're anything like me, you're running rampant in your mind and you have all of these voices.
Absolutely.
So I would say get into your heart, out of your mind, and really quiet yourself. I think that you learn a lot in a space of peace, and that's how you find the answers, or that's how you find the way through whatever you're going through.
In the stillness, yeah.
In stillness, yeah. You find clarity in stillness.
Is there an action item, maybe like a 3-point checklist of something that I can do to help find that stillness and recenter? Like, I know for me, something as simple as when I wake up in the morning, not immediately checking my phone, like having a moment of 30 minutes to an hour of me making my coffee and just being present, looking out the window instead of looking into my phone. Something about that creates a real stillness in my mind and my spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So is there any suggestions or recommendations that you could give?
I love that. I do that too. And also, so I used to see a therapist maybe 6 years ago. Her name was Elizabeth Winkler. She's incredible. I remember, it was probably 8 years ago, but in our sessions, she would give me these little words. And so let's say someone ran you over in the car and you're like, this is great. I love it here. And it's not necessarily lying, but it's kind of changing the energy. You know what I mean? Or if something, happens and you really don't like it, you're like, it's fine. I can handle this. Or, just little affirmations or words like that kind of change the energy of what you're feeling. Although it's kind of lying to yourself, you kind of have to pick yourself back up. Yeah. So it would be it's fine. I'm okay with it. Someone broke your heart. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
It's fine. I can handle this. I love it here.
Yeah.
And you're like, I hate it here. But just little things like that really kind of changes something inside of your body. Your thoughts, the things that you say that come out of your mouth, it really changes your whole demeanor.
Absolutely. I used to have this email newsletter. I don't know if he was a therapist or just an author, but that's how he would sign off all of the emails, is that our thoughts become things. Mm-hmm. Choose the good ones.
Yeah.
We are in full control of our thoughts. Granted, sometimes they are one extreme or the other, but we have the power to choose the good ones. So yeah, if I'm feeling anger and rage, I can choose to still think, oh, but what a blessing it is to feel.
Yes.
It's a recalibrate, change the lens a little bit, and to choose the good thought in that. I love that.
Absolutely. And also, so I do my yoga, and that's how I get my meditation in. But for some people who are interested in meditating, I want to say something about meditation. People think that meditation means you're not thinking at all. You stop your thoughts. Mm-hmm. It's a huge misconception. You're never going to stop thinking. It's just not going to happen. The thoughts are going to fly in and out. Mm-hmm. Meditation is the gift of letting the thoughts pass and doing nothing about them and finding the stillness.
Being like water.
Yeah. So that is the misconception, because people are like, I can't meditate. I can't stop thinking. And it's you're never going to stop thinking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you just got to let them go. It's like putting it on a conveyor belt. It's bye.
Yes. Acknowledge it and let it pass.
Let it pass.
It's so good. Okay. But I love that you meditate too while you do yoga. Because I feel like for someone like me, I don't know if I have ADD, but when I have ADD, I feel like I have ADD.
So, yeah.
Doing movement while I'm meditating seems like so much more of a mind-body connection, and that would work for me. Because sitting still and meditating is a chore.
Yeah.
And it's a little irritating.
And a lot of people feel because your thoughts are like,
yeah, it's like, okay,
what am I doing
the
here?
whole time I'm like talking to myself, but not talking to myself, but telling myself to shut up. But also like, we'll talk. It's like, it's too much.
That's funny. Yeah. So the practice I teach is considered a moving meditation.
Okay.
And in between the floor series and the mat series, you have 2 minutes of lying down of full stillness, just 2 minutes. So that's what I mean by I kind of get it in while I'm doing my yoga.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest with you. I can't say that I stop in the middle of my Monday and say, I'm going to meditate. But I find it in other ways.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, girl, I mean, you're the most beautiful yogi.
Thank you,
with
Kayla.
the sweetest spirit,
Thank
the
you.
best personality. I really appreciate you coming today.
Thank you for having me.
This has been so much fun. And well, I'll say this. I'll come on the pod.
Please.
Not a problem at all.
Please.
What I need from you is,
Yeah.
it's another favor for a favor. Just going to keep going back and forth. I need to do a wellness experience for my brand, Tribe Therapy.
Yes.
And I think we need you to put your coaching yogi socks on.
Okay.
And come coach.
I will totally do it.
Yeah.
I promise. I'm there in a heartbeat.
That makes me so happy.
I will totally do it. That'll
Thank
be fun.
you so much.
Yes. Thank you
so
for
much.
having me.
You have to come back to the pregame. Maybe
I
your
love
mom
it.
next time, the both of you.
Both of us.
Okay. The girl can dream. Thank you, honey.